Our feature game for round 4 of the Castle Lager Pirates Grand Challenge takes us to the north of Johannesburg and to the Wanderers Rugby Club. It's the Wanderers Rugby Club up against Roodepoort, and it's said to be a fantastic encounter here at the Wanderers Rugby Club. Two sides that sit on contrasting sides of that table for this season. And taking a look at that table, it's Wanderers who have a bit of an edge in terms of where they are in terms of the log so far. 1-2 from 3, with Roodepoort losing all 3 of their games. So it's crunch time for the men from Roodepoort if they want to climb up that ladder. Plenty of fixtures going around on Friday Night Lights. Wanderers versus Roodepoort is our feature match for round 4 of the Castle Lager Pirates Grand Challenge. Raiders are up against Alberton and UJ up against Randfontein, which is a very big match because Randfontein and UJ sit at 2 and 3 on that Castle Lager Rugby Challenge log. Talking about our feature match, well, we caught up with the coaching staffs of these two sides a little bit earlier on tonight.
Neil Khalifi, the head coach of Wanderers, alongside me. Neil, tough season. You had to start with a promotion relegation, but it's been a very good start to the first half of the season. 2 wins from 3. It's going all right at the moment.
Yeah, it's going fine. It's obviously a long season to go through, and we take game by game. There's no easy opponents, so you've got to make sure that you just up for on the day. It can be in anybody's a victory. We have prepared well, and we take what's in front of us.
Roodepoort known for their physicality. How are you going to be able to combat that tonight?
Yeah, look, I suppose I worked in that environment for a couple of seasons there. I know what they're about. They are, we can combat. I mean, that's the idea. What we have to do. So we've prepared well for that.
4th on the log. A victory here takes you into that top 3. What are you looking forward to the most tonight?
I'm just looking for patterns of play to keep to the plan. There's a plan, and if we implement the plan, obviously coaches are happy, players are happy. So that's what's the outcome, what I'm looking for, yeah.
Play well tonight.
Thank you very much.
Victor Volskenk from Roodepoort Club here. Victor, it's been a tough start to the season. No wins from 3 games. It's an important one, this one, to try and get yourselves onto the board.
Yes, we've had a few close calls. So we lost to UJ by 2 points. I thought we did quite well. So we are a new team, new coaches. So I always say it takes 3 to 4 games before for a team to gel. So last week was our 3rd game. So I'm sure we are heading in the right direction.
What are you looking forward to the most in terms of trying to fix those errors from those first 3 games?
Well, even though there's been some glimpses of what we have done in practice, we have not seen them really execute the game plan the way it was intended. So every week looks a bit better, and we're hoping it's going to come together tonight.
Roodepoort is known for its physicality. Are you hoping the boys are up for it tonight in terms of the physical aspect?
I'm sure we will be. So physically, I think it will be a big contest. But I'm sure we'll have some surprises. We're not just going to take them on up front. So looking forward to it, yeah.
Play well tonight.
Thank you.
Physicality is the name of the game from both of those two coaching staffs. Neil Khalifi from the Wanderers Rugby Club and Victor Volskenk from Roodepoort, emphasizing the need to be able to get that go-forward ball. And we're almost ready for this mouth-watering encounter. Both of the sides have run out on that good go-forward ball for both those sides. Dylan Rutherford, Rory Anderson, and Sbabelo Mfenyana on the Wanderers side, also very big and dynamic, and they'll be looking to get that physicality up as well. Interestingly enough, Neil Khalifi spent some time in that part of the world, Roodepoort, where he did form part of the coaching staff so many years ago now. Pro Lechuete is our ref, and he says we're underway. And it's a good first touch and a powerful run forward by Christopher Moore. And the first penalty goes towards Wanderers on the home side. Plenty of strike runners on this home side in Wanderers. Christopher Moore, Matt Fernandez, and Luzukopanya on the back row for this Wanderers side, with Luzukopanya, 39-year-old, the oldest member of this Wanderers side, Queenstown born, went to Queen's College. He's played a lot of rugby, Luzukopanya. A lot of experience. It's an aging side, this Wanderers side, but still plenty of experience. The first line out then to be thrown by Rory Anderson. Plenty of targets, including Ngubeko Zulu, the captain. 4 ball, and it is Zulu to bring it down. Good sack by Roodepoort. It hasn't gone anywhere, this attempted maul from Wanderers. He's organizing some strike runners. Here's Steve Harty. He finds a good one. Harty now to the nuggety fly off. And Sonobu Sosoklikwa, also Queenstown born, went to Queen's College. A ball over the top. Here come Wanderers on the attack. Inside the first few minutes of play here. Looking to strike first, the home side. Harty, Zulu show the goal. And a good defense on Ngubeko Zulu. They still secure the ball. Harty. Messy ball for Sokliko. And he manages to pick it up from the bootlaces and take it to contact. Slow ball now for Harty. Now Fernandez. Good run from the 7th flanker. Harty, same side they go. Nice little pop pass to Moore. They've made it very messy here, Roodepoort, so Pro Lechueta, the referee, has no choice but to give the penalty to Wanderers. This time it's for offside. A strong and a very fast start from the home side. And they want to keep up the pressure, so Brett Crow just dinks it into touch. And they set up yet another maul for the home side Wanderers. Inside that 5-meter line of Roodepoort. Good throw again, finds Ngubeko Solo. It's Panya on the charge, but he's held up off the line. Taken up forward by the big men. Harty wants it. There's a couple of standoffs. Nice set move here by Wanderers, but there's good defense so far from Roodepoort, and they've turned it over. It's a good steal from Brandon Marchbank. And he'll get assistance from Tian Nodia, who boots it into the safety of touch. It's good soaking of the pressure from the visitors. They're not out of the woods yet. His footing was Rachia, but the ball comes up. And good composure shown by Ishi Adams, the nuggety scrummer from Roodepoort, to call the mark from the Gerald Mushwana. Dink over the top. And Adams has found touch. Not chewed off plenty of ground, but it's the safety of touch which Adams and Roodepoort will be comforted by. Yet another line out for the home side. Anderson, the obvious target is Ngubeko Zulu. To the tail of the line out this time for Fernandez. And they try to set the rolling maul now, Wanderers. They've got some good control at the back. It's wheeling and it's gaining some momentum. Roodepoort have done well to stop it in its tracks. What does Pro Legote say here? The ball's back at the base of that ruck, in which Harty is trying so desperately to try and dig out. It is available. So Zulu takes it forward, a pick and go. Harty looking for a pod. Soqikwa. Now the backs come into play. Good tackle. Now he has an opportunity down the left-hand flank. And good defense. It was Mutusi Molobia, the man streaking down that left-hand wing. And a good piece of defense by DeAndre Foster. But it's all Wanderers in the opening 5 minutes of this game. Really good in terms of the defense so far from the visitors. Defensive line out in which Jean-Andre van der Merwe is asked to set a phase. He does well to just try and open up an angle for Ishi Adams to try and find Brandon Marchbank. He's got a good boot on him. Marchbank hasn't found touch. Oh, drop goal. Bounces just short. And it's rolled dead. It's a very good attempt that from Brett Crow. Just falls short of the crossbar. A 22-meter dropout for Roodepoort. Casalaga. If you are an old boy of these two clubs, you can catch us on YouTube. Post about it on social media as well. Crowy. There's Mutusi now with the fend and the step. Very difficult customer to try and bring down. Soqikwa plays scrum half, very comfortable in that position. Mubeko Zulu. Harty. Now Soqikwa into Anderson. Scrappy ball for Soqikwa, but he managed to get it into the hole and find Zulu on the inside. Good contest on the ground by Roodepoort, but illegally so, says Pro Legote. Some enterprising stuff. Mubeko Zulu heavily involved in the tight, loose play. And the option now from Wanderers and Brett Crow is to open up the scoring. Kick this, which should be a bit of a formality for Brett Crow. It's right in front of the posts. Yeah, but if you are an old boy of these two clubs, Count on Castle is the hashtag you can use on social media to try and engage with Brett Crow opens up the scoring for Pirates, for Wanderers rather. It's 3 points to 0. They've come away with points, have the home side, and they lead Roodepoort by 3 points to 0 inside the first 10 minutes of this half. Casalaga, a great sponsor of club rugby. Challenge the Carlton Club in Pretoria and the Moore and Murray Cup in KwaZulu-Natal province. There'll be plenty of Casalagas flowing, not only here at the Wanderers Rugby Club, but across Pretoria and the KZN region tonight. Friday Night Lights. Small hold up as Pro Legote, referee, sorts out a bit of admin. I think it was Luzo Kopanya, the man that is coming back late into that Wanderers line. He was sorting out an injury issue. He's back up on his feet, which is good. A restart is from Brandon Marshbank, and they've won it back. And Roodepoort into the burly arms of Brandon Barenstein. Adams digging for it to a pot of forwards. It's Tiens Muller, the man that's been driven back, and it squirts out messily, in which Nobuko Zulu hoofs forward. Plenty of pressure, but Ishi Adams is back. And he puts boot to ball. And he finds some good ground. But Mutusi, the man coming back all the way, is isolated at the moment. Took an extra roll. The arm is out for an advantage. And Roodepoort have the penalty. Did take an extra roll in trying to secure that ball on the ground. As Mutusi Malabie did well to keep that ball in play, but then not enough numbers behind the ball for Wanderers to try and secure it. First attacking opportunity with ball in hand for Roodepoort, the visitors. Bertus Janse van Vuren. Who does he find at line-out time? To the tall figure of Quentin van Lochenberg. And there's a penalty here that has come the way of Roodepoort. They're closing up the gap. The laws of the game will change, as World Rugby has stipulated a day or two ago. Can't opt for a scrum now from a short-term penalty. If you remember, so famously, Damien Willems with the Springboks took a mark and then called for a scrum. None of that going forward. It'll be interesting times when that law comes into effect. The first scrum of the game. 13 minutes. Ishi Adams will feed it for Roodepoort. Good solid. And then the secondary shove coming from Roodepoort. They're trying to milk a penalty here. The referee says it's gone up from both front rowers. We'll have a reset. Experienced man is Bro Lechueta. Officiated at Currie Cup level, both Premier Division and First Division. Now applies his trade a lot more at club rugby level as Bro Lechueta. Still vastly experienced. And the penalty for dropping the bind goes to Roodepoort. The first bit of initiative and advantage goes the way of Barenstein, Bertus Janse van Vuren and Tian Muller in that front row for Roodepoort. And they want to keep up the pressure on Wanderers here. They've asked Pro Lechueta to pack down again. It's an area of the game that is so closely watched by officials. It's so fiercely contested. Lots of weight, lots of force going through those bodies. This time it's in from Adams. There's a shove, but it's a twisting. And Pro Lechueta lets it go. Or has he? He hasn't let it go. It's another penalty at scrum time for Roodepoort. Adams rushing to try and make sure that he probably catches the Wanderers off guard. Now packed down again. It's a weapon that Roodepoort want to utilize to their fullest advantage here. They're down by 3 points to 0. If they can get some ascendancy, which they have on 3 separate occasions at scrum time, and we're looking to convert this into a full 7-pointer. Adams to feed. It's another good shove, but look at the work that Wanderers are doing to try and counter that. It's gone up from both front rowers. So the last 3 minutes or so, rugby's been stuck in one place of the field. Less than entertaining, but highly effective if you're a Roodepoort player, coaching staff and fan. You're getting the advantage here over Rutherford, Anderson and Mfenyan. We need to try and find a way out of this situation, because Roodepoort are just going to come back and pack down until they come away with points here. In again from Adams. It's gone down again. Penalty again. This time the tap and go. The pearly frame of Tristan Dalasier. Adams digging for it. They're going to go the short side. Slow ball into a pack of forwards. Pick and go. They're onto the line. And the try is awarded. It's Bertus Janssen van Vuren who comes up with the ball. And it's Roodepoort to find the first try of the evening. That's the end of it. They made it slow, Wanderers, but once it got into the arms of Bertus Janssen van Vuren, the pick and go, the fringe defense lacking from Mubeko Zulu and Luzuko Panya on that fringe. And all that hard work at scrum time bears fruit for Roodepoort. Formality for Tian Nodia. Into the lead for the first time are the visitors. They lead Wanderers by 7 points to 3. Excellent work, excellent patience from Roodepoort. It's the strength that they try to utilize as best as they possibly can. They packed down on a number of occasions and won plenty of penalties at scrum time. And then Tristan Dalasier took the option of the quick tap and go, changed things up. This is a bit of an error now from Roodepoort. But the ball has been played by Roodepoort, so it's play on. Adams down the short-hand side. It's a little tink over the top. And he's kicked it on the full, but he had full knowledge that he had the advantage from referee Pro Lechueta, so they're all back all the way for that penalty. Pro Lechueta just asking them to calm their nerves. He is in charge. He is aware of the infringements and the situation that is happening. Yet another penalty for Roodepoort. Ostian Nodia puts boot to ball and chews off plenty of meters. Now this is a good fight back from Roodepoort. They soaked up the early pressure from Wanderers. And now they're exerting pressure of their own. Bertus Janssen van Vuren is making sure of the call. It's 2-ball. Down for Adams. March Bank into the centers. Dylan Mostert taking up a phase. Dalasia with a powerful runner. Here's Tristan Dalasia now to March Bank. Another pack of forwards led by Tinus Müller, who's been driven back. Good work this by Wanderers coming through the middle of the ruck, and Zulu getting a paw to it. Turnover ball for Wanderers. The tink over the top. Hey, Malapie has got on the end of it. It's Metusi Malapie. And Wanderers have hit back after conceding a try. Metusi Malapie. What a kick chase that is. And Wanderers are back in front. Great work from Mubeko Zulu. And then the kick forward by Richard Ellingworth. And look at the chase from Metusi Malapie. The pace and power to get through the tackle and dot down easily. And after conceding a try at the other end, they've scored a try of their own through Metusi Malapie. And it's a bit of a seesaw battle at the moment, with the lead changing hands yet again. Brett Crow. No mistake with the extra 2 points. And it's Wanderers who are back in front by 10 points to 7. Excellent run that from Metusi Malapie. And it was a good spot by Richard Ellingworth to see that there was no defense in the backfield for Roodepoort. And a lot of pace from Metusi Malapie to get on the end of that ball. Restart from Mundia over the top, and it's into the arms of the flying left winger in Nicholas Hatting. Now to Barenstein. He's driven back on a good tackle as Barenstein. And there were some players in an offside position for Wanderers, so they concede the penalty yet again. It's an area in which Wanderers will need to try and tidy up. As soon as they've scored points on the other end, they haven't taken the restarts as cleanly as they possibly would have loved. It's a precious area, it's a precious skill to be able to make sure that it's polished, the restart. Tian Nodea looking to tie things up at 10 apiece with this penalty kick. Formality for a goal kicker of his proficiency. Another conversion for Tian Nodea, and he's locked things up at 10 apiece here at the Wanderers Rugby Club. And I make mention of making sure that you take your restarts, because you are able to concede soft points like that. And as soon as you put points on the other end, you don't want to concede almost immediately. Good defense though from Wanderers as they turned the ball over, with Malapie looking for a hole to try and use that pace of his. Harty. Good take from Katsinzi. Now Soklikwa with a bit of space. Good defense on him. Zulu plays halfback. See, good lock pairing is Nzi and Zulu. Now it's to Rutherford. Harty. Soklikwa, long pass. Crow, they're queuing up. Panya, the shoulder go. And the score for Wanderers. It's Lusuko Kwapanya, the man, all the way from Queenstown. And it's a second try for Wanderers. They were queuing up. Malabia could have scored. Good spot by Soklikwa to see the space on that left-hand side. And once it got into the arms of Lusuko Panya, there was no stopping the flank forward. Second try for Wanderers of the evening. And it belongs to Lusuko Panya. Brett Crow looking to convert his second try of the evening. Lovely spot of space from Soso Soklikwa to notice that there was more space on that left-hand side. And then Crow with the final pass. Good strike from Brett Crow. And the flags go up. It's a second converted score for Wanderers, and they take a 7 points lead. They lead Roodepoort by 17 points to 10 in this Castle Lager Pirates Grand Challenge feature match on Friday Night Lights here at the Wanderers Rugby Club. Odia with the restart. Again, it's messy for Wanderers, but it's Soklikwa who mops things up. Harty digging it out. Slow ball for Wanderers to Rutherford. Keen on running this ball here, Wanderers. And why not? They've got some pace to burn. Malabie breaks the first tackle and then taken up by Dian Nodir. Turnover ball now for Roodepoort. Adams, March Bank. Safely taken by Crow. Now Malabie. He decides to put boot to ball and a good chase. He's bouncing around and it's back into Wanderers' hands, but referee Pro Lejueta says there was an infringement in the course of that kick chase from Motusi Malabie. One of the younger members of this Wanderers side, Motusi Malabie. He and Gerald Mushwana, the two wingers, still at 22 years old. The rest of the starting side is all over 30. So it'll be a heavy recruitment drive by Neil Khalifi and Wanderers to try and make sure that they freshen up this Wanderers side. Casalaga also running Bread of the Nation initiative, which is essentially making sure that they feed communities by making bread and distributing it to disadvantaged communities. Another penalty at scrum time by Roodepoort. It's a weapon that they're using to great effect here. Smart play from Ngobeko Zulu just to slow things down, trying to get some more information from Pro Lejueta on what they're doing wrong at scrum time. Oh dear, his kick has found touch. He's chewed off some good meters as Tian Nodir. it's essentially the leftover wheat that is the manufacturing and the processing of the beer making process for Castle Lager gets turned into bread, which Castle Lager distributes to communities that are lesser advantaged. 5-man line out for Roodepoort. Vary the play all the way to the tail of it. Adams to March Bank. Oh, he's lost it forward. It's Tiens Muller. Now the counter attack is on for Wanderers. A hoof ahead is from Motusi Malabie. And Adams is done a good job in sweeping. And he's putting out onto the safety of touch. It's a good area and a good opportunity for Roodepoort from that line out to try and spark yet another attack. Already scored 1 try and a penalty. Messi. Oh, and they've lost it forward. It's Harty, the man who's shaking his head. There's a right old mess at that line out time. It was initially tapped back onto the Roodepoort side, but then there's a Wanderer's hand that knocked it back. And then Harty, in an attempt to try and salvage that messy play, knocked it forward. There will be a put in at scrum time for Ishi Adams and for Roodepoort. Just under 10 minutes left of this half, and it's the home side who've scored 2 tries to 1. Who lead Roodepoort by 17 points to 10. Motusi Malabie, the man who scored the first one for Wanderers, and then Luzukopanya scoring the one that puts them slightly ahead of Roodepoort. Roodepoort have scored a try of their own through Bertus Janse van Vuren. Pick and go, and burrowed his way onto the Wanderers try line. They've used this area of the game to great effect. Have Roodepoort, they've won numerous penalties from scrum time. This time it's gone down from both front rowers. To try and find a way to get themselves down the other end of the field or Roodepoort to try and put some more pressure on this Wanderer side. Perhaps finish this first half the stronger of the two sides. There's a lot of disruption happening there, and Prolegwete is showing a lot of patience on these two front rowers. It's giving them plenty of time to try and sort themselves out and pack down again. In from Ishi Adams, stable this time. Out from Adams, March Bank. Nordia comes into the line and aids. A really good right boot. And straight into the arms of Brett Crow. Spots a bit of space and a chip and go. Does well to strike again as a Brett Crow. Now to Harty through the legs. Ainsworth to Malabie. He's been full of running. It's Motusi Malabie. Going through a number of tackles is Motusi Malabie. And isolated himself. Good work on the ground from Roodepoort as they turn a dangerous situation into a great defensive set. And Matusi Malabia is proving a handful and a thorn in the defenses of Roodepoort in this first half. He's already scored a try, but he's been very keen on counter-attacks to run at that Roodepoort defense line. Just holding steady now, the visitors. Zulu. Just inquiring with Pro Lechueta about the legality of that steal. Not finding any issue with it. There's Pro Lechueta. Good jump from Dennis Muller. It's down for his hooker in Bertus Jansen van die Vieren. Adams, Marchbank. Good defense on Jandre van der Merwe. Adams. Barenstein just barges his way forward. Adams, Marchbank. Looking for some territory, and it's a good bounce for the fly off, and his child showed off some good meters. It will be a put in at line out time for Roodepoort. A last touch. The assistant referee on this near side saying that it belonged to Wanderers. So a good attacking situation here for the home side with just under 2 minutes left on the clock in this first half. It's gone awry though, and it's turnover ball. Rutherford showing some neat footwork, and then Roodepoort desperately trying to get the ball back all off their feet. Penalty to Wanderers. Oh, it's not a good kick from Brett Crow. Hasn't found touch. And Marchbank sends a good return kick with some interest. Pro Lechueta is catching him on our cameras here, saying Jansen van Vieren and company need to make a better effort to get behind the kick. Anderson, tail ball, and it's not straight. Roodepoort will have the option of either a line out or a scrum here, so they've opted for a scrum. Less than a minute to play in this first half. It's been thoroughly entertaining. The home side leading by 17 points to 10. Can Roodepoort have the last say in this first 40 minutes? Oh, finally, for Wanderers. It's a bit of a consolation penalty at scrum time in this half. Majority and the bulk of the penalties in this area have belonged to the visitors in Roodepoort. This time it's for collapsing straight down. Brett Crow just inquiring with Pro Lechueta about the amount of time left on the clock. Still enough time for a line out. Five-man line out for Wanderers. With Anderson, Zulu, and Nzi. It's Zulu with no jump. Harty. Now to Nzi. Goes route one. Harty, quick ball. Good run forward. The center pairing. And our hands in that ruck. Roodepoort. Option time now for Wanderers. And they'll dink it into touch and try one last time to find possibly a third try of this half. To add a bit of a buffer and a cushion to the scoreboard heading into halftime. They need plenty of accuracy. Full line out this time. Anderson finds Nzi, brings it down. Panya, the man controlling it, with Anderson coming in at the tail of it. And they've conceded yet another penalty. I have Roodepoort. Keeping up the pressure, Wanderers, with Brett Crow dinking it into touch for yet another line out. Line outs have functioned predominantly well in this first half for Wanderers. Can they add that extra bit of buffer at the end of this first half? Anderson to Nzi this time, brings it down. No sack from Roodepoort, so they allow that maul to gather some momentum. Malapie handing in some extra bit of muscle and weight from the left wing. Over the line, and it's a try. It's Rory Anderson from a well-set maul. And the home side in the first half, the stronger of the two sides. A well-set maul. Look at the work from Motusi Malapie to add a bit of numbers at that driving maul. And once they crossed the line, it was easy for Rory Anderson to just dive onto the chalk and score. That's a third try for the evening for the home side. And that early dominance in this first half has paid dividends with three very good tries for the home side. They lead by 22 points to 10 with the kick to come from Brett Crow, who's converted on 2 occasions plus a penalty. He'll take all the time, Will Crow. That's a good strike. And it's just to the left of the uprights. But a very good first half from the home side. They lead by 22 points to 10 over the visitors, Roodepoort. 3 tries to 1. And a penalty to add a bit of a buffer to this score line here at the Wanderers Rugby Club in our feature match of the Castle Lager Pirates Grand Challenge Round 4. At halftime here at the Wanderers Rugby Club, it's Wanderers up by 22 points to 10 against Roodepoort. Welcome back to our feature match for round 4 of the Castle Lager Pirates Grand Challenge. It's the home side Wanderers Rugby Club who lead Roodepoort by 22 points to 10. A polished performance in that first half from the home side, in which they scored 3 tries to 1. Brett Crow gets us underway for the second 40 minutes. And it's a good clearance by Ishi Adams under some pressure.
Let's go, coach.
A lot of good pressure had come from the home side, particularly early in that first half. And then they finished it with a bit of a flourish, scoring 2 really good late tries by Luzuko Panya and Rory Anderson through a really well set rolling maul. Anderson to throw the first line out of the second half, taken down by Nsi. Harty. Soklikwa, oh, into the hole. The last pass, and it's Moore. Wanderers starting the second half like they finished the first. And it's a brilliant score from Christopher Moore. A lovely pass from Sonobiso Soklikwa to put Matt Fernandez into the hole. And then the support play from Chris Moore. And there was no stopping him. Goes under the post untouched. First points belonging to the home side to the second half. And a formality for Brett Crow in front of the post with the extra 2 points. As Roodepoort, who had no defense on that occasion. Excellent little pass from Soso Sotlikwa to put Fernandez into a hole. And then his back row partner and Chris Moore following up. He's shell-shocked here now, Roodepoort. And here come Wanderers again. Look at Matt Fernandez go. And the pass is wayward though, so Motusi Molobi has to go all the way back. Oh, sits one down. That's Motusi Molobi. Tink over the top. And this is excellent play from Wanderers. Harty reading the play perfectly. And piling more pressure on the visiting side now, our Wanderers. Matt Fernandez, what a start to the second half. 2 big runs from the 7th flanker. Another pressure situation for the visiting side, Roodepoort. I need to defend this line out. It's an attacking one for Wanderers, which Rory Anderson finds. And they've come through and disrupted things. However, Roodepoort, it's Rutherford sweeping things up, going left and then coming back right in field. Harty to Fernandez. In fact, it's Moore. 2 in very quick time for Chris Moore and for Wanderers. What a start to the second half for Chris Moore. 2 tries in the space of 2 minutes. And they're blowing Roodepoort out of the water here. Match of the Pirates Grand Challenge. Excellent stuff. 27 points to 10. It'll be in the 30s now with that score. A little bit harder, that second one for Chris Moore. The first one was virtually untouched. And they had to show a bit of power for the second one. Crow, he's hooked it to the right of the upright, so unconverted. But a powerful start to the second half, 2 unanswered tries. This is the end of it. Rutherford did so well to sweep that ball up. It was a little bit messy, in which Roodepoort came through and made it a bit messy. That good work that. It's good footwork from Chris Moore. Scything through the gap. It wasn't a big one. So it's a very good score that from Chris Moore. Up by 32 points to 10. As the home side. What a start. Neil Khalifi would have had some strong words. They probably didn't need to have any strong words, judging by the dominance that they showed in that first half, were Wanderers, but they've started this second one like a house on fire. They need something. They need a bit of possession here at Roodepoort. They go to their strongest asset, in which is the scrum. They'll have an advantage here, in which Pro Lequeta will give them the penalty. When all else fails, turn to the scrum. Not sure which proverb that is, but it is a rugby proverb. Dian Nodia as that Tinctus into touch. My first opportunity in the red zone for Roodepoort in this second half. They've been shell-shocked at the start of it. 2 very quick tries from Chris Moore. Janse van Vuren. They vary it, and it's back to Janse van Vuren. And he's got it down in the corner. Some respite for the visiting side. It's Bertus Janse van Vuren who scored his second try of the evening. The varied play with Dennis Muller at the front of that line out. Lovely play. Training ground stuff, and a lot of power shown by Bertus Janse van Vuren to get that ball down with the attention of about 3 or 4 Wanderers defenders on that short side. They needed that, the visitors. They needed to calm things down after Chris Moore scored 2 tries in 2 minutes. Dian Nodia look to add the extra 2 points to claw themselves back onto the scoreboard. Good strike from Nodia, and he splits the uprights. 32 points to 17. And we've got a bit of a game on our hands here. This is lovely play. Out of the training ground, Jens Muller. It's so well. And then it was him to add a bit of weight to Janse van Vuren to get him over the line and onto the ground. Crow with the restart. It's high hanging, and it's bounced back onto the side of Wanderers, but in an attempt to pick it up, Mafanya or Mfenyana has knocked it forward. It's action-packed in the first 5 minutes of the second half. 3 tries scored already. Five tries to 2. They've already got the bonus point in the bag of Wanderers. Roodepoort are showing a lot of fight here. Ishi Adams. Defensive scrum for Roodepoort. They've been very good in this area. We've said that all night. Penalty count at scrum time is mounted heavily on the side or in favor of Roodepoort. They've shown a lot of grunt. We have Barenstein and company. A burly man is Barenstein. Takes a lot of moving. As to is Dian Muller in the tight head. In from Ishi Adams. It's a steady scrum with the secondary shove coming from Roodepoort. And Pro Lechueta here is just making sure that things are all right. There's a Wanderers player, I think it's Rory Anderson, who's in a bit of strife, the hooker, receiving some medical attention. But Pro Lechueta's had his hands full with plenty of players barking some instructions to him, so he's trying to make sure that the discipline levels are upheld from both the sides. Rory Anderson receiving some medical attention. It's a good time to remind you of our hashtag, our official hashtag count on Castle for this Castle Lager Paris Grand Challenge. And Castle bringing communities together in many ways, and on the Friday night it's through club rugby and the Pirates Grand Challenge. It's also a great initiative that they are running, Bread of the Nation initiative, in which they make bread from the leftover wheat and the beer making process to feed disadvantaged communities. There's Castle Lager. So it's a great initiative at a Bread of the Nation initiative from Castle Lager. Back underway with yet another reset scrum here. Rory Anderson also just pulling out of that hit. A lot to say is Barend Janse van Vieren is making sure that he's in the faces of his opposite number. This time the penalty goes to Wanderers. He's dropped the bind on that far side is Barenstein. The penalty will go to Wanderers. All that effort. It's a difficult one to concede because it's in an area of the field where Brett Crow can hoof it into the corner. And they can try and set off on yet another rolling maul. They've already scored one try so far from that rolling maul through Rory Anderson, the hooker of Wanderers. They'll need to defend here. Will Roodepoort. 32 points to 17. 3 tries in this second half. 3 tries in the first as well. So it is a bit of a try scoring fest. 6 tries. In fact, more than 3 tries in that second half. There were 3 scored by Wanderers. Wanderers. So it was 4 tries in that first half, and then 3 between these two sides in the second half. A bit of a delay is Rory Anderson has needed some minor adjustments again. Anderson all the way to the tail to Ngobeko Zulu. No jump again. Harty, Angworth. Good defense on him. Slower ball now for Harty. Goes the other way. Crow going. And then wrapped up. And then the ball stripped away from him by Nicholas Hutting. So turnover ball for Roodepoort. Adams takes matters into his own hands. Oh, and has lost that forward is Mushwana, and there was players in front of him, so it's offside. The penalty goes to Roodepoort, in which they tap and go quickly. It's opening up here on this near side. Good run from DeAndre Foster. Need quick ball here. Adams does get it, dinks it over the top, but Malabia is back in defense. Gets away from the first defender is Motosi Malabia. This is danger signs for Roodepoort. He's a very slippery character. Soklikwa goes quickly. He's marched them forward a further 5 meters as Pro Lechueta. A bit of a cynical play there from Ishi Adams. A racket long ago formed. He was still putting his hands in there. Assistant referee on this near side also getting involved to help Pro Lechueta out in making that decision. As the game wears on, there'll be plenty of bodies on the ground as fatigue and injuries start to set in. I guess DeAndre Foster, who's leaving the field rather gingerly with his left shoulder being wrapped up. I think there's a bit of blood as well. There's DeAndre Foster. Might just be a blood replacement for the right winger, but we're hoping that there's a bit of precaution being shown to DeAndre Foster. A restart is with Brett Crowe dinking it to touch. And the penalty that ensued from hands in the ruck from Ishi Adams. Michael Mkize is onto the park for Rory Anderson. His first throw of the night in the 16 jersey. All the way back to Chris Moore. Off the back from Nsi, now Panya. Hanging up ahead of steam, and good defense on him. Harty. Soklikwa. Look at the forwards with Nsi. There's men over the ball, but playing an advantage was Pro Lechueta. It's for the tackle on Lusukopanya. Pro Lechueta deeming that to be through the horizontal and not being put down safely was Lusukopanya. Another opportunity for the home side to put some pressure on the visitors in Roodepoort. Kize successful with his first throw since replacing Rory Anderson. It'll be Fonsi. He's knocked it backwards and it's bubbling, and it's a turnover ball for Roodepoort, which Marchbank hoofs it forward. But Michael Mkhize is back, but he's been bundled into touch. So good defense by Roodepoort. Now a throw for the new hooker on the Roodepoort side in Christopher Buitendag. To the tail does Buitendag, and it's a loose ball. A turnover ball for Wanderers. Harty coming rushing into the line is Ndumiso Somtyala. Harty goes the short side. Malabye! What a star this man has been, Motusi Malabye. It's another brace of tries for a player in this match. This time it's Motusi Malabye who scores. Excellent work from Dumiso Somtyala. And then Harty. Look at the angle run from Motusi Malabye. Picking the space in between two players. And he says, you can't touch me. 6 tries on the night now for Wanderers. And 2 belonging to Motusi Malabye. 39 points to 17. And they're running away with proceedings now, the home side. What a lovely angled run that from Motusi Malabye. Held it back for just enough time was the scrum half in Steve Harty. Waited for his winger to pick the right time and the gap. Stein with the pick and go. Adams. Rumble forward is from Tristan Dalasier. And the penalty will come for the visitors. Plenty of substitutions now on the park on either side. Marco Schiepers is on in the 18 jersey for Roodepoort. Oh dear. Well, they were clinging on and hoping that they would be able to claw themselves back onto the scoreboard, were Roodepoort, to try and reduce that deficit. But these 3 tries in the second half by the home side is blowing them out of the water and out of the contest a little bit here, but they still got plenty of time to hit back here, Roodepoort. Barenstein! He's reached out as Barenstein, but he's short. Dalasier now. Offside, says a referee, and there'll be a card here. He prevented Dalasier from going quickly. I think it's Somtyala, the man in the 21 jersey, that's been shown his marching orders for the next 10 minutes. He knocked the ball out of Dalasier's hands as he was about to tap and go quickly. A soft card for Wanderers to concede, soft penalty to concede. And they've opted for what has gone right this evening. Have Roodepoort, and that's the scrum. Nicholas Hutting has gone into the scrum half position. He's moved from the left wing side to the number 9 jersey now. There's Ishi Adams. I'm trying to spot him, whether he's gone off the park or shifted somewhere else into the back line. And there's a positional switch for Nicholas Hutting. Hasn't had a lot to do as Nicholas Hatting, so maybe scrum off is his more preferable position. It's a good shove again from Roodepoort. They'll milk this penalty. It's not coming, and now it comes. And it's a penalty try. It's an area of the game that they've dominated all evening, have Roodepoort, and they finally have some good results from it. It's a penalty try, no need to convert. Excellent shove from Steyn and Muller, and controlled at the back by Delasier. And Wanderers just could not cope with the pressure being exerted by that powerful front row forward. Penalty try belonging to Roodepoort. 39 points to 24. They keep on hitting back and keeping Wanderers at touching distance. There's a penalty here for a high tackle. Game is loosening up a little bit now. Selwyn Barnard stretching his legs. Marchbank shows it goes and then takes the contact. Hatting. Run forward now. The arm is still out for an advantage by referee Lechueta. Playing scrum off is Carlu van Bouillon. They'll go all the way back. Oh, the penalty and another yellow card. Who's it shown to? It's number 6. Well, it's been reversed. It's Pieter Janse van Vuren who's needs somebody on the ground, so he's been shown his marching orders and the penalty has been reversed. Look at this run now from Wanderers. Simpiwe Mazibuko in the distinct peroxided hair. Ngubeko Zulu with the pick and go. Soxikwa Mtsi coming back on the cutback. They've been instrumental, that two-lock pairing of Mtsi and Zulu. Angworth angling, then thinking. It's Richard Angworth. He looked like he was going to the right, then decided, no, there's some gaps in the middle of this Roodepoort defense. And Richard Angworth has scored for Wanderers. Looked to go the other way, saw that there was a lot more defense from Roodepoort on that side, and then just went straight through the middle. And it's yet another score. As soon as Roodepoort have scored, it's Wanderers who've hit back. Six points to 24, lead the home side. Another try from Richard Angworth. Panya has been bundled out into touch. And they've gone quickly. And Hatting is fighting his way through a couple of tackles here. There's Nicholas Hatting. Skippers with the carry. Adams is still on the park and deputizing at scrum off. Now Hatting goes there. Now they've queuing up on the left-hand side. It'll be Ishi Adams who'll score in the corner. He's claiming it. There'll be a consultation between the AR and the referee. And it's not a try. He's lost it forward as Ishi Adams. A golden opportunity to hit back again on the scoreboard. Roodepoort goes a-begging. They were queuing up on that far side. Ishi Adams had the pace, but not the control to put that ball on the ground and score. The discipline levels on both sides also gone down a notch. 2 yellow cards still being served by Ndumiso Somtyala and Pieter Janse van Vuren. Paulo Huerta, and making sure that he's had his hands full, to be fair, as Paulo Huerta from either side. Lots of chatter. And Somtyala knocking the ball out of a situation in which Roodepoort could have taken a quick penalty, tap and go. And then Pieter Janse van Vuren sent off for kneeing a player on the ground. The discipline levels just evading these two sides with just over 10 minutes left in this encounter. Wanderers have scored 4 tries in this second half. 2 belonging to Chris Moore, 1 from Mothusi Molabye, and the most recent one to Richard Ainsworth. They've been in the game, have Roodepoort all evening long. They've tried to hit back whenever Wanderers have gotten the ascendancy. A restart will be put in at scrum time for Steve Harty. Mothusi Molabye, well, he's been voted as our Castle Lager man of the match for this feature match. He scored 2 tries and he's been everywhere as the left winger from Wanderers. Rich reward for a glittering performance as Mothusi Molabye. Slept that deliberately, has Nicholas Hutting in an attempt to put pressure on the pass from Lusu Kopanya. Needless. The penalty, which is a relieving one for Wanderers to get themselves out of a precarious situation. Could have elected a number of players from the Wanderers side as the Castle Lager player of the match, but has been Mothusi Molabye, who's been really good. Mobeko Zulu and Katsinzi have been very good as well in the lock pairing. Have returned to Wanderers after a bit of a hiatus away from the club, who was in turmoil last season, nearly relegated. Here come Wanderers again, through the gap, now Crow. Molabye, could this be a hat-trick? It is! A polished performance from the left winger. It's Mothusi Molabye, our Castle Lager man of the match, who's got a hat-trick in this feature match. What a sweeping move that is. Soklikwa finding the brilliant run from Jabulani Rachia, and then Brett Crow with the final pass. Needed no invitation, was Mothusi Molabye. Still had plenty of work to do. And the right-hand fend and score in the corner. He's got a bright future, is Motusi Malabia, one of the younger players in the side. And he's got a hat-trick under the Friday night lights of the Wanderers Rugby Club as Motusi Malabia. Crow. And just not enough legs on that conversion attempt from Brett Crow. But it's Wanderers who've hit the 50 mark here. They lead Roodepoort by 51 points to 24, and it's this second half blitz that's really been the one that's pulled them away from Roodepoort. A hat-trick to Motusi Malabia. A brace to Chris Moore. And there's a lot of smiling faces now from the home fans and Neil Khalifi, the coach. It's personal a little for Neil Khalifi. Spent some time at Roodepoort as one of the coaches there. So to get one over his former side will make him personally happy. But for this Wanderers juggernaut, it's happy days. They'll win this match comfortably and record their third win in 4 matches to begin this Pirates Grand Challenge season of 2024. As Mazubuko rumbling forward, Hati. Now they're ranging forward. Somkyala's back on the park after serving some time in the bin. Turnover ball though for Nicholas Hutting and for Roodepoort. I need some men on their feet to try and use to Barenstein. Hutting, Marchbank sends a grubber through, but it's well watched by Brett Crow. Harty flicks it over the top. Now Engworth, they're queuing up in the middle. It's Ngubeko Zulu, the captain. Getting it through a few tackles is Ngubeko Zulu. Harty, Sokikwa, into Somkyala. They're calling for numbers on that far side, Roodepoort, to try and defend. But they won't need it because it's an error from Wanderers as they loft this ball forward. Just under 5 minutes left of this match. And it's been a polished second half performance from Wanderers. 51 points to 24. They'll climb up the Castle Lager Paris Grand Challenge log. Brilliant. It's just absolutely brilliant. It's the experience in the side that has carried them forward. They knew that they needed to absorb that first half pressure in which Roodepoort exerted on them. 22 points to 10 at halftime was the score. And then a blitz in the first 5 minutes of the second half. 2 tries from Chris Moore to stretch them away from Roodepoort. And then the experience of this side carrying them through. A bonus point win this will be for Wanderers. A lot of plaudits will go to Motusi Malabia, the left winger who scored a hat-trick tonight, but the forwards have done a massive job up front. Probably an area in which Neil Khalifi will try and rectify in midweek as they go into yet another round next week is the scrum. Totally outplayed and outclassed in that facet of the game, but everything else has been pitch perfect from this Wanderers side. Nicholas Hutting will feed this Roodepoort scrum, but it's still messy, and Pro Lechueta is not happy. And a number of reset scrums throughout this evening. And just under 2 minutes left on the clock. And if you just look at the age of this Wanderers side, all but Matt Fernandez, Gerald Mushwana and Motusi Malabia are above 30 years of age. Fernandez just 28, and Mushwana and Malabia 22 years of age. Everyone else above 30. So it shows the experience. There's an era now for Roodepoort in which Motusi Malabia was lurking again to try and exploit. Luzuko Panya, the 39-year-old, the oldest member of this Wanderers squad, putting in yet another big shift in the 6th jersey. And the returnees in Akatsinsi and Ngubeko Zulu, strong as always, towering figures in the middle of that scrum. Another really good performance. I've shown glimpses of Roodepoort. Just defensively, they haven't been aligned. They've been easily cut up by Motusi Molabi and company. Whenever they try and gather some momentum, they let it slip. It'll be something that Willie Weppenaar and the coaching staff from Roodepoort will try and rectify in midweek, in preparation for round 5 next week. But it's been a dismal start to the season for Roodepoort. 3 losses on the bounce. This will be their 4th. It is still very much early on, and they can still catch up as the season goes. Hati, he's been really good as well. Him and Soso Sotlikwa have combined well in the halfback pairing. Now they're getting some ascendancy at scrum time. Wanderers out from Hati to Sotlikwa, the wraparound with Angworth, and Mazibuko coming through into the line. Hati looking the other way, then goes to the open side, finds Somkyala. And they keep him up off the ground, but the leg work from Somkyala pushes him a few inches forward. Hati. Mkize takes 2 to bring Mkize down. Sotlikwa, lovely pass. Mushwana and the 2 wingers combining with Mushwana and Malabye. He's on his knees, is Malabye. Oh, they have to release him. Mushwana throws a wild pass. Now it's Sotlikwa! Well, you can see by the celebration what it means to Soso Sotlikwa. Untouched under the poles. And quite virtually the icing on the cake for what has been a fantastic performance from the home side. They all stood off him. And he ran between 2 tight forwards, was Soso Sotlikwa. Brett Crow adds the extra 2 points to what has been a fantastic performance from the home side. They win it by 58 points to 24. And undoubtedly Motusi Molabia, the star of the show for Wanderers in our feature match of the Castle Lager Pirates Grand Challenge in round 4. They've scored 10 tries, have Wanderers on an evening in which they've dominated throughout the ranks. It's finished here in our feature match in round 4 of the Castle Lager Pirates Grand Challenge. Wanderers running away with proceedings by 58 points to 24 against Roodepoort. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time.